All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Eddie Williams. Tonight, we are extremely fortunate to have my business partner, Mark Maupin, talk. Mark has been involved in investment real estate for almost 40 years, and he has been involved in every aspect of investment real estate. Flipping, wholesale, rentals, notes. And I'm sure there's some aspects of it that I'm missing right now, but without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Mark Maupin.
Yeah, so I made mistakes in all those. So it's a really small group here today, so I really wanted to be interactive. So if you've got questions, because really what I want you to do is leave a value. So some of the things I've done a lot of commercial deals. I've done, I had 300 rental properties at one time. I've done a lot of lease option type stuff. I've got my own program around that puts the tenant at risk on a lease option. Done a lot of wholesale deals. I'm going to talk to you about what I'm doing today. It really works well for me because I basically run some full-time companies. I've got one of the companies I run is a charity. It's called Driving Successful Lives, and it deals with donated cars and donated real estate. And my latest piece of real estate I took in was in New Hampshire. It was a cabin on a lake. It's back on the market for $250,000 with no work done to it. So it's a nonprofit. So when that sells, then we can do a lot of good with that. But it also, like from an investor standpoint, you might think about a nonprofit because there are no taxes with it and you can get a salary out of it. But you need to make sure that your percentage of expenses is, in my opinion, needs to be lower than what other charities are and need to be doing it. So if you look that up, it's Driving Successful Lives, and if you look at the press releases on it, you'll see all the stuff. We usually give away about 20 cars a year to people in need and veterans, and so that's one of the things I do. I also am a licensed real estate agent. I've been that way since 1987, and I do a lot of advertising for people who are motivated sellers, like with bandit signs and with internet marketing. I set up map locations, like if you did Cash for Your House Detroit, my map will be at the top of that with Google, and people call me. They're usually very motivated sellers, so I've got those in different market areas where I'm doing it. And that's what I do for companies. I'm an internet marketer. I've handled some major trash companies, lots of small businesses like appliance repair, dryer vent cleaning, got some attorneys. I've got a little bit of everything, and I'm knowledgeable in that arena. So, and I'm a lead generator for them. My job is to make their phone ring. And my job in real estate is to generate leads to take to other people. So I have a Detroit market. I have another wholesaler that I take leads to. A lot of you guys know who that is in the room. And basically what I'm doing is I'm handing him a lead, and if he gets the house wholesale, then I'm getting 50% of his deal. So it's really, doesn't get any better than that in my room, okay? So, and then I work the Genesee market. I like Flint, I like all the surrounding communities, and I've got I've got 3 rehabs underway there. I've got about 30 listings there, and I work that a lot like you, Leon, where I'm getting the leads and then working them inside of that. So tonight was going to be about how to generate leads, get deals going. But I can give you an agenda that you can ask questions on. So if you want to know how to do wholesale deals, you want to talk about negotiating deals, we can do it. How to determine your buy and sell prices, we can talk about. How to use the MLS to get a better sales price than wholesale, and how we do that. and I'll walk you through how I go to call on a customer that's got a house for sale. I can talk about if you're brand new, how many people in the room are brand new to this business, okay? So I can talk and address like how to get started as an investor, how to set up a limited liability company, how to do all that. Now, I'm not going to cover that in depth tonight, but I'm going to tell you exactly where you can go. So there is a YouTube channel, and it's got probably 8 or 9 years worth of seminars similar to this one on it. And you go to that by going to National Real Estate Network YouTube channel. Or you can go to Ralph Moppin, and I can give you a business card if you need that. That's my name, YouTube channel. And then in the YouTube channel, what you want to do is you don't want to search at the top of YouTube, but you want to search inside the channel. So if you wanted to know how to do wholesale deal, type in how do I do wholesaling? How do I start a real estate business? Type that in. It'll pull up all the videos and the training on how to do that. I'll also give out my phone number. You can call me. I'm glad to help anybody get started. And I can send you links to different stuff. So my phone number is 248-939-6232. If you want to text me your information, then I'll text you back all the links to the different things I've got. I've got 2 Facebook groups. One has 17,000 members. The other one has 7,000 members. And they're all investor type people that are doing wholesale deals and real estate deals. It's a great group to network with. I've got 3 meetup sites in Michigan. I've got a beginners meetup group. I've got a commercial meetup group, and I've got the National Real Estate Network. It totals about 12,000 people, investors. So I can also address leads are my primary thing to do tonight. I'm going to cover where to find motivated sellers. Then you guys interrupt me as we go along and ask questions too. So let's. The other thing is if you're looking for a buyer favorable purchase agreement, you can text or email me. I'll send you one. If you want to know how to put that, how that buyer's purchase agreement works, and how you put a claim of interest into it to tie somebody's house up so they can't go around you or sell it to somebody else. There's a YouTube video that walks you through step by step how to do all that stuff. So whatever you need, I can send to you. I also sell stuff on land contract. I have a seller favorable land contract. So like when you sell a house to somebody on a contract, it's seller favorable. That's what I can say. It's got due on sale clause. It's got good late charges. If they have a fire in the house or something, it gives you the right to control the rebuild of that house so they don't, scam you. So there's a lot of stuff in there. So, so with that said, so far, any questions or things you want to talk about tonight? Okay. So, a few places to find sellers, and this I'm going to tell you how I do it. We use bandit signs. Does anybody in the room not know what a bandit sign is? A bandit sign is, in my case, is not a huge sign, but some of them are about 18 inches by 24 inches. They're pretty big. I do ones that are like 12 inches by, I don't know, they're about this big. And then they say cash for your house. And or we buy homes for cash. And then a phone number. And the phone number we use is a Twilio number. And that's a number that forwards to my cell phone. Because I don't want to use my cell phone number in case I run into an issue with bandit sign. And I can kill the Twilio number and it's all over. Or if I didn't like Leon, I forward the numbers to you and you can deal with the public officials. So, okay, I'm going to give you the hottest secret of the night, okay? So, my best deals come from in the farmland. So, when I'm in a county, I go way out. I go out where there's farms, there's not as many houses, and I look for areas where it says roofer, and they have different, bandit signs, but I don't see anything that say cash for your house. That's called an area where you don't have competition, okay? And then I'll be glad to never tell you where those places are. So, but you can go find them on your own. It's just, you got to work for it, okay? And lately what I've done too is, you've got a lot of, I have a partner that puts out bandit signs on a Friday night and picks them up on a Sunday. So we get really good leads off of that, and we might have an intersection where the cars are going down, and it'll have the bandit sign, they're handwritten, cash for your house, and then it'll go another 10 feet, and it'll be another same sign again, and another 10 feet, so that it catches people's attention. And that's very, very effective for us. So, and then my partner that does that thinks they're better, and I'm too lazy to do that, and I use printed signs, and I'm very careful where I put my printed signs up. I have had no problems with authorities. Back 10 years ago, maybe further back than that, I put up a little over 2,000 bandit signs, and I bought them and I gave them to my son, and he put them up, and I told him I'd pay him $2 for every sign he put up, and he put those signs up in front of the mayor's house, he put the signs up in intersections, and I found myself being arraigned in the 36th District Court, Inkster Court, and that was not a very good experience. So from that point forward, I never, ever had anybody put the bandit signs up except me. So, and you can protect yourself by having a phone number that forwards to you, or you can buy a burner phone, and when you run into a problem, just throw it out the window. So, but we don't have those problems because I don't aggravate people. If I do, they call. A lot of times I'll take down my signs if I've upset somebody. So I'm not trying to piss anybody off. So, but those bandit signs work good. Recently I've been buying wood stakes, small bandit sign, and I might come to the end of a road, where the arrows go both ways, or something that you couldn't normally find a telephone pole to put it up on, and we'll pound the stake in the ground, and it's where the county mowers don't mow, and those signs stay forever because they're not upsetting anybody. Or an intersection with 4 stop signs, farmland, and people are pulling up and stopping. So, and since we've been doing that, I've got a house that I have actually got Todd working on, a farmhouse where we're offered $35,000, and Zillow saying it's worth two something. So, but it's, you gotta just do it. So okay, so let's talk about places to find sellers.
Mark, quick question. On the farmland that you go up to, do you notice?
Yeah.
Like as far as city officials, do you keep the signs up or then just kind of take them down?
No, I'm putting them up permanently.
You don't want to
No, I'm not worried about it because a farmer's not going to get, it's not going to upset him. And I haven't had issues with that. If somebody doesn't like the sign, they usually just remove it. So.
You don't know city ordinances?
Not where these are. They're like, when I say I'm out in the country, I'm in a lot of small cities too. Like I've got a city I found with no competition, 800 people. But if you go to that city, it has 8 restaurants because the community hub all comes there to eat. So you follow, it's a focal point, and it's getting attention.
Yeah, I was asking that because let's say if you wanted to drive out somewhere far, you don't necessarily want to go out there on Friday night or on Sunday, but...
Oh no, this I'm doing, I put all my signs up in the middle of the day, and yeah. broad daylight, usually between 10 and 3 o'clock. My partner puts his up after hours, where he puts them out in the streets on the thing. We have a different philosophy. I haven't had any problem, but he's been pulled over by the police at least 6 times. So I don't know what's better. So places to find sellers. Probate court. I've done 3 probate deals, so I'm always listening when somebody says that they've got somebody who died because they've got issues, and I'm there to help them because I can actually have a probate attorney that will probate the estate and not get paid until we close the deal. A lot of people don't have the money to pay the attorney to do that. So a bail bondsman is somebody that will sometimes take a mortgage when somebody's in jail. There's a motivated person, especially if it's a landlord in jail, because he's got a lot of properties. So I've gotten deals like that. And so if you know some really good bail bondsmen, then you're a solution to them because you're buying the property or helping them get their bond paid for. The mailman is an incredible source. We will stop a mailman and talk to him and work out a deal with them because they know, the mail carrier knows everybody that's getting a foreclosure notice. They know exactly what they are. They know the motivated sellers. So if you can lock into a mail carrier, you can find good motivated sellers. Network groups just like this, like we're working the Flint market. Ian's got a property right now at, was it 14,000?
15,000.
15,000, and that's a real good buy for an investor property, and it's got its tenant occupied. It looks good. That's the kind of stuff that is like the perfect deal. So if you're an investor, that would make a great buy for you on that one, because it's probably about anywhere from a $26,000 to $30,000 property. So that's my guess from just looking at it and knowing where it's at. Does that sound about right?
Well, from the contract, it'd probably be ARV would probably be around 55.
Well, yeah, all fixed up.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm saying, I'm an investor. I'm coming to this meeting. That's a great deal for me to buy from you. So wholesalers are really good, and that's where you're going to find the wholesalers. It's on my Facebook groups. So are you going to go the first month, the first Tuesday of every month in this room? They have the Renegade meeting, and it's probably anywhere from 50 to 100 wholesalers and different real estate investors. They get up and they pitch all their deals. People are pitching that they've got money. It's a really good spot to come and give your wants and needs. And it's an excellent group to belong. It doesn't cost you anything, it's free. Shields just wants you to buy some food. Unemployment office, I'm not doing this now, but I used to park a van in front of the unemployment office with a big sign that says I buy houses for cash. You're looking for motivated sellers. I would do park benches, and I had like 5 of them at one time. And I would, as a community service project, I would build a park bench. In the back of it, it would say "Cash for your house," but I would just put them out randomly on my own, and they stayed out for a lot of them 5-6 years. So that worked good. I don't do that anymore. Too old, too much work. I used to have a relationship with a tax assessor, so it was not in Detroit or these big communities where you have a deal, but when you get into the farmland, tax assessor has a direct relationship, and if you can get to know him, you can find out who's got some issues and where the deals are. Public adjuster, there's 168 public adjusters roughly in the state of Michigan, and if somebody has a fire, then they should be hiring a public adjuster. They have vandalism because the public adjuster will get them way more money than they can get on their own, and he represents them. He's like an attorney, and they don't get in trouble. So the public adjuster's always got some deals. So if you can get to know a public adjuster, you can get a good deal. You ever used a public adjuster? Okay. So there's on my YouTube channel. If you do, say, Public Adjuster, there's one on there, and he's a really good guy, and I haven't talked to him in a long time, but he gets good deals. And deals with a lot of major commercial fires and stuff, and there's one available, so that's a good resource. Auctions, because when people go to an auction, they're paying cash, so they make an excellent buyer for you when you're going to resell. Foreclosures, so since Todd's not here, I'll just tell you a secret. Foreclosure auction, I think Detroit has theirs every Tuesday, and then the different counties have them. But like in Detroit, what happens is, let's say that somebody owed $50,000 on a mortgage, okay, and you're chasing all the foreclosures, and you see that that house is $50,000. Now you're going to the auction to see, but at the auction, what the mortgage company will do is they'll determine that they want to drop the price of what's owed. So they set the sales price at $25,000. Now the guy in the house does not know that they just reduced the price of what he needed to pay to be able to get his house for $25,000. So if you go and check, and then what will happen is an investor will go to the auction, the house will go up for $25,000. Now what would a smart investor do? This is a test. Well, he'd leave the auction and go meet the owner of the property and offer him $1,000 or $500 for the house. Does that make sense? Because that's what they do. But very few investors know to do that. They're prepared to move out of the property. So you see where there's a deal there? Another investor, nobody realizes that. The other thing is, the foreclosure starts there at the auction. They have rights to their house for the next 6 months, in some cases next 12 months. They control the property, they can redeem it. But when they go to redeem it, they can redeem it for the $25,000. You follow? Because that's what the mortgage company set it at. That's a huge piece if you're going to auctions. Yes, sir.
So if I go and offer owner, we just say $1,000, how is he benefiting?
He's got $1,000 he wasn't going to get. You just bought the house for $26,000.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
I'm not doing this. I used to do it. I'm not doing it now. When I did it, I would disclose to them that I'm buying it for this and that I'm going to resell it. In a lot of cases, they don't want it anymore. They're ready to move. They're out of it. They're glad to get some cash. And, I mean, you might buy it for $5,000. I don't know. Everybody's doing it. But do you follow the concept?
You're basically buying the redemption.
Yeah. 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 Well, you own the property at that point. They've given you a deed. You bought the house for $1,000 or $2,000, but you have the knowledge to know that you bought the house for $25,000, not $50,000, right? And you've got 6 months to resell it. Not a bad deal. And that's why you see our friend at the auction every Tuesday. That's what he's looking for. And I knew all the city councilmen. So I would go to the demolition hearings, and they knew that if I bought a house, I would fix it up. So at the demolition hearings, they order the house to be demolished in 30 days, unless the city councilman says you can pull it off the demolition list. So I would go to the council meetings and negotiate a deal to buy the house for $1,000, and then I would go to the councilman and pull the house off the demolition list. Do you follow that? So you have to know somebody in a demolition hearing. But in small communities, you can do that. Code enforcers know where all the issues are, motivated sellers. I'm just trying to take you to where the deals are. Mortgage brokers a lot of times know when somebody's tried to refinance once and is refinancing a second time and is in trouble. And they also know when somebody's in foreclosure. mortgage broker knows if there's a divorce going on. And that brings me to another motivated seller. Usually anytime you spot a divorce, that's a house that's on its way to a foreclosure because they got dual incomes they're living off of, so you want to follow that because there's deals there. Expired listings in the MLS are good. FSBOs, that's for sale by owner, there's deals there. Tax sales, there's tax auction, there's deals, you can go to those. People in jail, I bought some really good deals. I used to be able to go to the jail with an attorney and get the deed signed in the jail. And I bought a bunch of properties from a landlord that was in jail, and his houses were going to hell, and I was able to get a good deal. So then you got to know who's in jail, or if you've got a relationship with the jailer or whatever, people, you can find out who's got a problem. Just somebody that's got a relationship inside the jails. I would tell you a fireman's a good guy to get it from, but they usually are buying up all the houses themselves. So when there's a fire, let me tell you about fires. When an investor's house burns or a homeowner's house burns, the city automatically sets up a 15% set aside. So what that means is, let's say that the person who had the fire hires a public adjuster and he maxes out the claim. Public adjusters only get 7%. So they get $100,000 less the 7, but there's 15% of that $100,000 that's held by the city. So if you buy a firehouse, you're going to get, once you fix the house up, you're going to get that $15,000. A lot of people don't realize that a house that's had a fire comes with money. So there's always set aside if they had insurance. If they didn't have insurance, it's called an idiot's policy, and I've had a couple of them in my life. That's not a good feeling.
That's in every municipality?
Pretty much. They're all different, but most all of them have a 15% set aside. The other thing that we do that's a little bit different than most investors that do things is we put signs up that say, we buy firehouses for cash. So we've listed a lot of houses that had fires, and I personally wouldn't want to buy a house that had a fire because it's a monumental amount of work, but you would not believe the number of investors that are willing to buy it. So, well, they know it. It's like had a fire. I mean, we're advertising as a firehouse. A hot deal. Let me describe how I'm currently doing the business. I absolutely believe that every investor should get a real estate license. Okay? And the reason for that is, what I do is I've got the bandit signs up, I've got map locations up, the Google map locations that say cash for your house. So I'm getting phone calls, I'm getting leads, and also when I get my leads, I use a recorder because they call me in the middle of the grocery store or wherever I'm at, and I'm taking the call, so I have it recorded because and it gives me, and that the Twilio number has the answering lead thing, it ships it to me. So now I've got a recording of the entire conversation with the address and everything on it. Otherwise, I'm starting to lose my leads, okay? And I'm able to ask all the questions I need to ask, like, how much money do you want for the house? Tell them that's vacant or occupied, how many rooms, and they'll tell you their story. I got one this week in Flushing. The lady is, it's got deferred maintenance. Her brother just died. She's inheriting his house. She's got bills. She just wants to sell it to clear the bills. So you kind of get their story. So I'm going to see her, I think, tomorrow. So that's a good lead to go after. So I go to the house, and I'm going there looking for an incredible deal. that I can do find, fix, and flip on. Everybody follow me? Like, I can buy this house, like one of my bought was a probate. I bought paid $23,000 for it. We sold it for $123,000. We only put 20 in. So that's like an incredible deal, okay? And that's the kind of deal we try to do, one of those a quarter. And that's what we're looking for. So everything else that I'm running into is either a wholesale deal or a listing. But I go in and I explain to them I'm an investor and I've got an internet marketing team and I'm going to send you proof, I'll list your house. And I tell everybody I go to see that if they want to sell the house themselves and they sell it to somebody else, they don't owe me anything. Period. So that's called an open listing. Nobody does that. Never once have I had anybody take me up on that. Because what I'm doing is I have this team that's posting all those houses on investor Facebook groups, and then they're emailing them proof that I posted them. And I'm telling the people, if you do not get offers, if you're getting no offers at the price we set, what does that tell you? The price is too high, and you have to lower it. And that's exactly what I do on my own properties. So eventually they will lower the price, but they don't cancel my listing. So I've got 30 some odd listings right now, and I tell them my minimum commission is $3,000. Now, you're an agent, and you come to me to sell one of my houses. I pay the selling agent $700, and I keep the $2,300. Does that make sense? It does to me. So, but I've got it out there and it's getting activity, and that's a typical type of commission in the market I'm in. And I've got a minimum commission because some of the houses I'm selling are just like the one you're talking about, $15,000. When you got 3% on $15,000, it's not enough money. Now, if it's a higher end house, I'm paying the regular 3% commission, okay? But for low cost investor houses, that's where I'm at. But you follow, I'm feeding my face all month long. Eddie's working with a lady we've got right now. She's getting, I don't know, 40 or 50,000. She's got enough money to take 25,000 or 30,000 to buy a house on a land contract. He's working on finding her the house. When the house sells, we're getting my 3% commission. I've got a real estate agent that went out and put the bandit sign out in the middle of the night, right? He got the lead. He's going to get 1/3 of the listing commission, and then my partner and I are going to get the other 1/3. But we're also going to find her a house, you know. So it's and you're doing enough of those, and a lot of times it's just me and my partner. We're generating, you know, $5,000–6,000 a month. So the other stuff's just gravy on top of that. Can you follow? But it's work. I mean, we're working at this. It's a job. But I'm not the one. I put my own bandit signs out, but I'm not the one putting the bandit signs up in Detroit. There's certain things I'm not doing. I try to delegate. And when we list a house, my partner does all the work. He's the agent. He has to list it, handle all the incoming calls. I don't do any of that. My job is to generate leads. So, and to go with him and tie it up, you know. And then I'll help work on the rehab house. So I'm just trying to point out, you got to kind of figure out what you want to do in this business. So, like, you're just getting started. So what they're saying is they're doing rental properties, they're doing duplexes, and they're trying to find good deals. The Renegade meeting the first Tuesday of the month would be a great place for you guys to come. But you come up to the mic. Do you go to it?
No, we also go out to the Wayne County Arena.
Yeah. Same night, probably.
Tuesday of the month.
Yeah. But if you're looking, then you could have somebody that goes to the meetings, like right here, and then he could be your agent. He could say, I have a customer looking for this, and announce it. And now he's out to the right people to get you a good deal. Those wholesale groups. Does that make sense? Would you be willing to do that? He's knowledgeable, knows what he's doing. So you see how you can start to put... Yeah. So...
whatever you want to do.
Yeah. So, what's your goal? To just start?
I want to be a wholesaler.
What do you want to? So you want to wholesale?
I want to wholesale. So my goal is that's my first deal. I haven't done a deal yet.
Okay. So how are you looking for the houses?
Well, I sent out some of these. Like I sent out postcards.
You're sending postcards?
I believe I inspired through an AI, with artificial intelligence.
Yep.
So I was using that. It was only for a trial period.
Yeah.
I didn't get any leads back. So I haven't done any bandits so I can do that. But like I said, I just started this year.
So anybody looking for houses that's out beating the street and you see a vacant house, then what I'm going to start doing is I'm giving the address to Walter. Walter, raise your hand up. And Walter has a really good search program where he can get the phone number of the person that has the house. He'll call them and work on putting a deal together, that you can do a deal together. Does that make sense? And that's what we're doing. So, to give you an idea, Walter found me an assisted living house that I made $4,000 off of last 2 weeks. That was a lead he generated that we listed. So that's a great resource for a wholesaler, but he's going to only be able to handle so many of those. But he's available now to do that.
So you're finding the vacant for?
Well, he's going to find it, and then we'll be partners in the deal. Probably a third, because I got a partner. But, yeah.
Would that be considered like a joint venture?
Yeah. I call it a planned divorce because we're going to get the deal together, but our goal is to get divorced, sell the house, and we're done. It's a short-term deal. Okay. What? I dealt with him because I've known him for a lot of years. And here's my gist about legal agreements. I've had a gajillion legal agreements. If you're dealing with a crook, it doesn't matter what's on the legal agreement, you're going to get screwed. So I'm going to try it with somebody, you know, and if I can get in a bad deal, then I won't do any more stuff with them. So, so far I haven't had, well, that's a lie. I had a very negative experience with one wholesaler, and he did get me, and I just dropped it. But it was, I would have spent more money right now on a contract and spending all that time, and you'll figure out real quick if something's not right with you. You know, now the stuff I'm doing, the flips with, we've worked together for 36 years, so, you know, we trust each other. Or you text me, I'll send it back. My email is on my business card, I'll give it to you. It's Maupin, MAUPIN.mark@gmail.com. I have landlord and favorable leases and stuff. I can send you whatever you want. I used to buy property from the Department of Transportation. When they do a road widening, they buy all the property up, and then once they're done with it, there's properties left over, and you can get some incredible deals there. Now, I can tell you that you'll get way better deals from tax foreclosures by going into the farmlands and small communities, because you will not have near the number of bidders, and you can get some great deals there. So one of the things we do is, at the end of our meetings, is we have you come up and share what your haves and wants. Like if you're looking for something, talk about it. I've got an investor, his name's Sam. He's looking for, he has approved distillery, dispensaries, you can tell I'm really into that. He has approved dispensaries where the city's approved the location, and he's looking for investors that will work with him jointly to put the money up for the improvement of the buildings, and then they'll sublease the property back. In a lot of cases, they'll buy the property back within a couple of years. So if you're interested in that, then I can put you in touch with him. So anybody listening that's looking for that, he has tremendous cap ratings on what he does. So just contact me and I can have you connected with him. Anybody else? So Eddie, you want to?
Hello, how's everybody doing? Good, good. Glad everybody showed up. It's a beautiful day outside. We're all glad we're here, nice and safe. My name is W.A. Boykin II. I do a couple things. One of the things I'm going to tell you about first is PCF Homes. PCF Homes basically builds homes for harsher weather. We build what's called EVG 3D. EVG 3D is a polystyrene foam panel, which we then take and encapsulate in a steel cage and run actual rods through it. We are then, we are then able to actually build it as an actual home. We actually erected as panels like when we were little kids, and we put the panels together, and then after putting the panels together, we actually cover it in concrete. This creates a 200-mile-per-hour wind shell that stands against seismic activity of 9, and right now we're experiencing a great deal of hurricanes and harsh weather. So if you're about to build your home in Florida or around America, if you would like to be our first customer, you can potentially receive monetary rebate every time PCF Home builds a home. So from now to perpetuity, every time that we build a home, you receive a rebate. That means your kids receive the rebate after they're gone. After you're gone, we'll still be paying you for your first home. And our number is 888-996-6007. That's 888-996-6007. Website www.pcfhome.com. I was excited to find out that somebody didn't actually own the name, so we actually own now EVG3D.com. We own the actual name for the process, as well as EVG3Dhomes.com. Yay! Okay. EVG. E as in Edward, thank you. E as in Edward, V as in Victor, G as in grass. So that's EVG3D as in dog.com. And that process has been around for quite a few years. And the weird thing is that one of my teachers, not saying mentor, when they tried to start doing the process, he got so upset he left the country because, you know, it was a new one and no one ever heard about it, so everybody's not really looking to get into it. However, overseas, they're using it a lot. If you ever want to find out any more information about it, you can go to evg3d.com or call me at 888-996-6007. I'll do my best to give you enlightening information without boring you.
Can those work with basements?
Yes. It's like first build the home first. We'll build the home and put those actually in the basement walls, and it creates a stronger basement wall for you. You won't have that problem. You know how we have a lot of the bowing, especially in Michigan, with the cinder block and the actual coming through. Sorry to mention that, didn't mean to mention that. But it's like, yes. Didn't know I was gonna hit a soft spot. So the second note is actually assisted living, as Mark mentioned. As we are all getting older, we all know that one day either us or some of our family members might need a little assistance. Now, a lot of times people always think assisted living and they think of something bad. What you need to do is find something good. It is a good situation if you find loving people to take care of you. I do my best to find someone loving either to take care of you or to come into the home. And here's something that most people do not know, and please share this. If you have Medicaid, a lot of times you can get in-home care. And I was just on the phone recently with a young lady, and I'm trying to find her phone number because, you know, she's by herself with her brother, and she's taking care of him, and they're both older. And he was screaming at the top of his lungs about he didn't want to leave the home, which is understandable because you hear these horror stories. Now I've actually found a company that will go into the home just if the person has only Medicaid and take care of the person. So that's a great situation. So if you're looking to actually If you're ever looking to need staffing for your home, we assist in that as well. So we're able to staff the home, we're able to place you in as a resident, or if you need someone to come into the home, we're happy to assist you with there. And our website is very simple, buymichigan.net. So buy your care in Michigan, buymi.net. And our phone number is 888-698-7779. That's 888-698-7779. Buy your care in Michigan. And then another thing, here's a pitch. If you have a list, I have an offer that converts. Or if you have an offer that converts, I have a list. So I would like to work with anyone who actually has a list out there, a very strong marketing list, because we have an offer that can convert. It's proven, and I'm working on it now. That's what I was doing back there while I was listening to Mark. In addition, we also have an offer that converts, or if you actually have an offer that converts, we have a major marketing list with one of the channels through Mark. So get in contact with me on that through 313 directly, 313-288-0675. That's 313-288-0675. Thank you very much. Have a good day, have a good week, and have a good life.
4 unit in Detroit, and then also 10 to 12 units in Detroit. My phone number is 586-209-0341. And I also teach hustle class, so I will have a class the last Monday this month in Livonia. So at the Next Level Dance Studio, if anybody is interested in hustle classes, again, my phone number is 586-209-0341.
My name is Leon Mallet. I am an account executive with Title Connect. We're a title company based out of Farmington Hills. We are very investor friendly. Particularly one thing we can do is on double closes. Typically, obviously, you need transactional funding for the A to B. We can set it up where you can actually not necessarily need transactional funding, but we can actually fund the deal with the B2C transaction for the A to B, the way we can get it set up. That way you can keep more of the profit in your pocket. Again, the name's Leon Mallet, phone number 206-769-6184, 206-769-6184. Thank you.
All righty. Any other real estate related announcements? All right. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. Again, we are always here the third Tuesday of every month, 7 p.m. here at Chill's Pizza in Southfield, and it is free. We have a different speaker every month talking about a different aspect of investment real estate. This has been going on for a little bit more than 2 years now. You can take a look at some of our prior videos on our YouTube channel, National Real Estate Investors Network. Correct, Mark? All righty. All right. And again, if you are watching via YouTube, and if you are local to the Detroit area, I cannot encourage you strongly enough to come out. There were some connections made tonight, and you never know who you might meet who will be able to help you on your real estate journey. Thank you.